Back on the show is Mr. Primetime himself, Adam Townsend, who's got a big fight December 11th against Ernest Chavez at RFA 33. Adam, what's going on?
Man, just got done running, feeling great. How are you?
Hey, fantastic. And you were just telling me off air there, it's getting a little bit colder where you're at up in the mountains. Does that make it more difficult to go out for runs usually when the weather's getting colder?
Yeah, it really does. But you know that every time I do that, every time I step out that door and it's freezing cold and I go for that run, it just knows in my head like, hey, he's not doing it. Or if he is doing it, he ain't doing it in the 35-degree weather. So it always gives that little mental edge.
Good stuff. And let's talk about your last fight, RFA 30 back in September. You earned the unanimous decision over Ryan Roberts, a UFC veteran. Were you happy with your performance?
Yes, I was and I was not. I really thought I could have finished him. I was just, not taking anything away from him. I was just, I was real bad sick. A lot of people heard that story and how it went. And, I got over that sickness and made it to the fight and got the fight. So, it was just another little moral victory to myself.
Yeah, and let's talk about that quickly. You're obviously sick heading into the matchup. I know you missed weight. What was it? What type of illness did you have going into that one?
Strep throat, and also I just had like one of them 24-hour stomach viruses where I just laid in bed and threw up all day. Everybody said it was because of my weight cut, but my weight was honestly good. I was right on pace to make my weight. And, it could have been from my weight cut, but I think it was just more of, just bad timing, honestly.
How close were you to pulling out of the fight?
About 90% of pulling out of the fight is what I want to do, yeah.
Well, good on you.
So,
you ended up getting the win and everything else. It worked out for you. I'm sure, obviously you didn't feel too great, in that fight. But as far as after the fight, how did you go and celebrate?
We went out with my team, just went out and had this real cool Greek place. I never had Greek food before, and just chilled, and then, flew back the next day and then spent time with my family.
Great. And I got to mention this upcoming fight I just mentioned off the top here. This is at lightweight. Is that the plan to stay in that division, or do you want to go back to featherweight after?
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I think I want to stay at lightweight for a while and see what it does. I really want that 155-pound RFA title. I talked about doing both in the past, and I still would like to. I still got that in my back pocket. It just depends on how long I get to stay with the RFA. I think I'm super close to being in the UFC, man. I really do. I feel I'm right on the edge. So, of course, that's my goal. And, RFA is providing this huge, great platform for me to do so.
Yeah, and you're not taking any easy fights. Your last fight was against a UFC veteran. This fight is against a UFC veteran in Ernest Chavez. How do you think you match up against him?
Yeah, I think I match up well. He's a super tough guy. He's coming off of a big win over another UFC vet. I think his record's 9-2 now. He went 1-2 in the UFC. I've done a lot of research on him. And he's a good guy, man. I think he's definitely the best guy I've fought, but he's not fought anybody like me either. He's not fought a big Appalachian boy like me that's going to come in there and just walk through everything he's got. I'm just ready to put on performance again on Access TV.
And who are some of the people you're working with specifically for this fight against Ernest Chavez?
Man, my same old team over in Johnson City, a bunch of no-name people that are just coming up here just trying to, make a name for ourselves. I'm not doing anything different. I'm not, going to any camps. I'm just out here working with my team, and they're making me better. And, like I said, it just feels so great to still be local and still have this local scene and me to go out there and perform the way I do and put this East Tennessee on the map.
And last time we talked, doing this interview, you were at like a summer barbecue or something like that. And I remember you saying, damn, I can't eat any summer food or anything like that.
Yeah.
This time around, we got Thanksgiving next weekend. Are you going to have to skip the turkey and gravy, or what's happening there?
I don't know. I think I can eat a little bit, not too much, but it kills me because Thanksgiving is my holiday. I don't like any other holiday. Thanksgiving is my favorite one. Especially being in the South and all that stuff. We really cook some good Thanksgiving dinners around here. So it's really hard, not to pass all that up. But like I said, it's just knowing the mental edge is like, hey, I'm not doing this. I'm making sacrifices because I want to be great, and that just helps me push on to the next level as well.
That it does. And we talked about the fact that this is a big fight. How many fights do you have left on your contract with RFA?
This is my third and final contract to fight with the RFA. Okay. So I'll probably re-sign with them. I'm sure they want me to re-sign, and I want to re-sign with them. They're a great company. So unless something comes up with UFC, then I'll probably be right back with them.
Now, let's say you did re-sign with RFA. Is there a clause in that contract that will allow you to go to the UFC if you want to?
Oh yeah, there's a clause in this, the one that I have, that I can go to any Zupa. So it's cool.
Good stuff. And how does this fight end on December 11th?
I'm going out there for a finish, man. I've not had a finish on Access yet. I'm not having a finish with RFA. Every fight that I had leading up, I'm on a 8 or 9 fight win streak now, I believe, and and all of them were finishes. And I come into RFA and then come close to knocking Yuri out in the third round, and then I come really, really close to knocking Nick Roberts out in the third round. And I did knock him out, and I still, if I really want to push for it, I think I could have got a TKO finish instead of a decision win, because there was like 3 seconds on the bell when the ref pulled me off of him. So now I don't care. A win's a win to me, and I knew I had the decision win. That's why I didn't care.
My last question for you here. We talked a bit about Thanksgiving. What about the Christmas holidays? You got anything planned out as far as after the fight and things like that? I imagine it's coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, man. What's really cool is after the fight, we're going to leave straight from there as soon as I win that night. And we're going to drive to Vegas, and I'm going to watch Jose Aldo destroy Conor McGregor in Vegas. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. And then just come back and spend time with the family and have a great Christmas together.
Man, you've got it all planned out. I think that's a really great strategy. You mentioned Aldo winning there. How do you think he's going to win the fight?
I think it'll be really hard to knock Conor McGregor out. It seems like Conor McGregor's got a good chin. He's got a huge head, so I think that'll be tough to do. I think it'll probably go to the decision. I think that Conor will find some type of he'll land a few punches. He'll probably drop Jose, I would say, but I think ultimately that Jose will get a decision win.
Do you think Aldo's looking at the Mendes fight and seeing that Mendes was able to take McGregor down? Do you think he's going to try and do the same thing and maybe try and go for submission instead of a knockout?
I definitely think it would be smart on his part. I don't think that I think that Chad would destroy Conor on the full camp. Chad went in there so out of shape, and I'm just a huge I just don't like Conor. Everybody knows that. So you got to give him credit where credit's due. He is good and he's come along, but at the end of the day, he's fought tough people. You can't say he's not fought anybody now, because he has fought Chad, but at the same time, he's not fought an in-shape Chad.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see this at the same time what happens with that featherweight bout between Edgar and Mendes, too. So that's a tough fight. The same night I fight as well,
Yeah, absolutely. Lots going on in the UFC, but more importantly, RFA 33, Access TV, December 11th, Adam Townsend, Ernest Chavez. Everyone's got to check it out. Adam, always appreciate talking to you. Just remind my audience where they can get a hold of you on social media, and give any shout-outs you need to. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to shout out, the Lord, and I want to thank my wife and my kids as well for letting me, take the time out to do this. And then I also want to thank my coaches, Dustin Walden, Caleb Cupp, and Casey Oxendine, all my homies at The Evil that I train with, and Team Oxendine that I train with. Of course, you can look me up on Facebook at Adam Primetime Townsend MMA, and then you can look me up on my Twitter is Adam Townsend MMA, and so is my Instagram. So if you can follow me on all those, I'd appreciate it as well. Just want to thank everybody, for all the support, and definitely tune in to watch me put on a great show on Access TV December the 11th.